Hello, I'm Sophie D'Souza. Welcome to my channel Sophie's Stained Glass. In today's video I'm going to show you two different ways of cutting curves. I demonstrate the traditional method where you use concentric circles or concentric arcs and your grosses, but I also show you a method where you use running pliers, and as you can see it does come out in one piece. There's a bit of a knack to it. I don't find it as 100% reliable as using the Grozer method, but I thought I'd show it to you in case you just get on with it well. It could be that I'm just not as good at it because I don't use it very often, but I thought you might find it interesting. As you've seen in my other video on cutting curves, the traditional way and the way I generally use is if this is the curve you want to cut, you then you score this line first, then you do a series of concentric smaller arcs and you nibble them away with your grosses. And I found this a very reliable way of cutting curves. But I know that some people actually use running pliers to cut curves, so I'm going to demonstrate this as a method, even though actually it's not generally what I do. Now I'm going to do the smooth side. That's number one. So there we are. Now, it's not the best score line, never mind. What you do is you bite at the very edge until you just hear a little tick, and if you look you'll be able to see the cut line opening. Did you hear that? Really tiny. And again. So you can hear these little taps, and you work your way, and you're really only slightly squeezing, and you can see, I hope, the light reflecting differently where the line has begun to open up. It's quite subtle to see. So you can use your fingers to feel how much movement you've got, and I can feel a lip here but not here, so I'll just give it another squeeze there. I feel like I need another squeeze here. Now I can see that it's opened up all the way around, and you hear it and you feel the movement. And that's how you do a curve with running pliers. But what I find is if you get your squeeze a bit wrong, and sometimes some texture glass especially, it's thicker and thinner in different places, and so you might find you have to squeeze a bit harder somewhere, and of course then you get something opening up. You know, it breaks the glass, which if you're trying to cut a nice piece is a bit annoying. I'm going to do this curve now. There's an old score line on this scrap of glass just here, so I'm going to ignore this, and I'm going to do another curve over here, just to show you how I would normally cut my glass curves. Now I don't actually draw all those on usually. Let me just give the bench a sweep. So you start with the outside cut. Whoa. You see, this has got a sort of slopey bit, which I find my cutter sort of speeds down and I lose control slightly, so that's not great. But usually you can adjust for that when you cut other pieces or when you're leading. Now I start edge to edge with a cut that will be very easy. So a very shallow one, then a bit of a deeper one. Yeah, this has got really real undulations, this glass. I picked it because it's not a very exciting colour, it's a very small piece, but for demonstrating it's not great. But you know, I suppose this is might be what you're using. So you can pull that one off quite easily. That one comes off very easily. The more curvy they get, the more you have to come in and out in different places. Now we're on the final line. You're putting your flat side on the top of the glass and you're putting the teeth right up to the edge of your line. And there you have the way I normally cut curves, just because I find it doesn't sort of take off, whereas using running pliers it sometimes can. But I know this method using grozers is harder to learn if you're not accustomed to using grozers. So I just wanted to show you that there are two ways of cutting curves. I hope you found this video useful. There's lots of other instructional videos on my website for professionals and for complete beginners, so please check them out. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.